Hello and welcome to Junior Television. Today I once again bring you the 1930s era fan. Not a lot has changed. As a matter of fact, I don't completely recall what I covered in the last update video, but I figured I'd just give you a slightly better look and update you on some of the things I'm certain I didn't cover in the last video. I finally now have the cage nice and secure. In my last video, I mentioned that the studs, which run all the way through the body, had become stripped on this end. What I ended up doing was I tapped it. Luckily, I didn't even need to tap it one size smaller, but that actually made it nice and secure. The threads are in excellent condition now. One nut had to be replaced because the one that was there was completely stripped. Every other nut is original. I do have the oscillation mechanism hooked up. I don't remember if I covered that in the last video, but I reinstalled the oscillation cog and put plenty of grease in to ensure it has a long life and well lubricated. I did try to take a Scotch-Brite pad and just get some of the grime off of this paint, but whatever grime is in here must be baked in here pretty badly because it does not come off with a Scotch-Brite pad. But this paint is also very durable. The paint wasn't coming off with a Scotch-Brite pad either, so it's interesting. At some point, I do plan on redoing this fan, but in the meantime, it's going to stay like this. Here's a little preview of what the original color was. If that's what the original color was, it was a mint green. The blade color is actually in very good condition. I believe that this paint has not faded. I believe this is the original color. I believe that the blade was a different color is what I'm trying to say here, but I'm not completely sure. It isn't perfect, obviously. There's a rust patch there, and on the end here of most blades where it's curved, there's about a millimeter or two of, actually I'd say about 3 millimeters of rust buildup. I'm not sure why that is, especially because, for example, in this blade, it's almost a perfect line, which is very bizarre to me. I almost wonder, maybe this isn't the original color and somebody had repainted this at one point poorly. I'm not sure. This blade is extremely well balanced. While it wasn't a problem I had when I first got the fan in terms of blade balance, it wasn't perfect either. It did vibrate quite badly, even though it was relatively in balance. But just doing a little bit of work to balance the blade caused significant gains in smooth operation, quiet operation, and lack of vibration. Alright, what I'm going to do now is demonstrate how smoothly this runs. Firstly, I'm going to turn it on and let it get up to speed. Then I'm going to cut power to it, and I'm going to show you just how long it takes to slow the blade to a stop. This will show you how well balanced the blade is and how low resistance there is in the motor. As you can see, it took a very long time for the blade to slow to a stop, which indicates that not only is the blade well balanced, but there is low mechanical resistance within the motor. I have very good confidence that this fan is going to last me a very long time, especially because I don't actually use it very much. One more interesting thing I'd like to note about this fan before the video ends is that I have gotten a very decent confirmation that this fan is in fact from either 1936 or during the late 30s. I believe this because it is nearly identical, with only the exception of the oscillation mechanism, which is attached to the back, to the fan featured in this 1936 Chevrolet film.
Run tubes through it like this, put a fan over here, and what have we? A radiator, a big surface, plus air circulation. That's what carries away the heat from the water in the radiator of your car.
And with that is the conclusion to this fan for now. Someday I plan on properly restoring it. I'm going to have to take it apart again and do up the paint, obviously. I have in fact also tried to use some emery cloth and Scotch-Brite to clean up this chrome. It's worked quite a bit actually. It's not perfect, especially here, where you can see the chrome is completely disintegrated off and is now just exposing the bare metal. Otherwise than that, I say it's complete. Real quickly though, I'd like to show you the job I did on the cable, the power cable. It's not perfect, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Here's the cable coming out of the fan. It's not perfect, namely because this plastic grommet here doesn't perfectly fit the hole that they provided in the fan from factory. And as a result, not only did I have to file this plastic grommet to fit, but also I was unable to fit the top piece in. This cable is extremely secure, not just because it's crimped into this plastic connector, but also I tied a knot behind it to make sure it could never come out. But it doesn't look perfect. I tried my best, but I did not want to drill out this hole bigger to make the plastic grommet fit better, because my ultimate goal one day, well, not possible, but I'm at least going to try, is I'd really like to get this fan original, or well, with a more original style grommet. It originally used a rubber grommet, which was very loose. The cable just threaded, it was a very large hole that the cable just kind of fell through. And the only thing that held the cable in was a knot behind it. If I had had access to a rubber grommet like that, I would have put that in instead, but this is all I had. This plastic grommet. The cable, it's just a cable. It's very generic. I didn't buy it. I harvested it off of a General Electric cassette player that no longer worked. So I'm sure this cable is going to rot out when not super duper long from now, considering this cable is already 45 years old. But it works extremely well. It has no faults whatsoever. It's in extremely good condition, so I'm not worried about it failing anytime soon. One more thing I just noticed. I'd filled this with grease, and I decided when I did that to clean up this area. Now, can you tell what color grease I put in there? It was tan. Now, I had hardly used this since I put grease in. Actually, as a matter of fact, I almost used it none. This is the first time I've used it since the last video, pretty much. So I'm very surprised at how this has already leaked so badly. Of course, I stuffed it with grease quite a bit, but I didn't stuff it to where it was packed, where it would bulge out and fall, leak so badly. I'm very, very surprised by that. There's no good reason in particular I made this video. I just wanted to show you the fan one more time. I'll get back to you if I ever do anything with it, which I should be, but the only question is when. Thank you so much for watching Junior Television. If you liked this video, please feel free to like it. If you want to see more content, not so much like this if I'm honest, then you can subscribe. And if you did not like the video, please give it a big dislike. because your feedback helps me improve. Thank you so much, and goodbye.